Following we've just been put in another lockdown for another 7 weeks, let's try and put our minds off it with a rare video. What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. I know it's very hard to stay positive right now, but we are in the end of the tunnel in terms of everything that's been going on in the past year and a bit. We'll take our minds off it with my first transfer show in over 3 to 4 months. I tell you what, it's been a long time since I've done the transfer show and I'm excited to get into it again. We've got a little bit of news to go around, some confirmed transfers. We've got some juicy rumours to go around as well. So we've got a pretty packed video today. I'm also going to predict the EFL Cup games as well, which will be taking place today and in the next couple of days as well. So make sure you predict those in the end of the video. If you guys want to see more content, please make sure you do give this video a like. It's tremendously appreciated. If you haven't done, please subscribe to the channel. It would really make my day. We're on 358. Let's try and push for 400 subscribers as soon as we can. And if you can, please share my channel to as many people as you can. All of that would really make my day. Without any further ado, let's go through the confirmed transfers so far. So we've not had many confirmed transfers. Majority of the people coming back are from loan signings that have already ended their loan spells. There's only 2 that I want to really put in front. One of them is Hakeem Adelekun, who's obviously a Bristol City player, but he was at loan at Hull City. And he actually scored in his last game for Hull against Charlton, but he has now returned to Bristol City. And a player I do highly rate actually, and I hope we see a little bit of him for Bristol City. And another loan I want to put in front of you guys is Aidan Flint. Of course, he was at Sheffield Wednesday on loan, but he's now returned to his parent club, Cardiff. I don't think that will alter Sheffield Wednesday's fortunes all that much, if I'm going to be honest. Now let's go through the confirmed transfers. We don't have many confirmed transfers, but we have got a couple. First goes to Watford. They've got an ingoing of Philip Zinkernagel. I think that's how you say their names. One of my favourite names that I've seen so far. From Bodo Glimt, which I think is a team in Norway. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he is a 26-year-old winger. And what I've heard of him, he's a very exciting player. So I'm excited to see how he flourishes in the Championship with this Watford side. We have got a few more confirmed transfers. Huddersfield Town have confirmed another white winger by the name of Daniel Grant, substantially younger than Zinkernagel. He's only 21 years old and he's from Bohemians, which is a team in the Irish League. We've seen a couple of links with Irish players coming from the Irish League to the Championship, and some thrive and some don't really show their spark, but I hope Daniel Grant is one of them. Another signing that was confirmed just today within a couple of hours before I started recording was Jordan Archer, the Motherwell goalkeeper who has joined Middlesbrough. They managed to get him on a free transfer, which I think could be a fantastic value. And I think it'll be a fantastic backup for Bettinelli. And of course, their other backup, Stojanovic, has actually left to join in the 2nd German division. Before we go through the rumours, there is one notable outgoing I do want to talk about, which is Etienne Capoue from Watford. He has left Watford to join Villarreal for a fee of £1.8 million. He's not the youngest centre-back, I will tell you this. He's 32 years old. I think it'll be a bit of a blow for Watford, honestly, because he is one of the more experienced players there, along with Troy Deeney. But I think it was going to be difficult, especially for a top-tier Spanish side, for Capoue to turn that down, especially if that is in the tier end of his career. He probably would want to finish it playing right at the top, and I think Villarreal is a fantastic step up for him. So that is all the confirmed transfers as of now. Of course, we've got so much of the transfer window still left open, so we can see a load more transfers take place. Of course, it's January, so we won't likely see a lot more transfers. So now let's go through the rumours, and there's quite a few rumours I've managed to pick out. The first one is on Siriki Dembele. Of course, he is one of the best wingers I've seen in League One. He's with Peterborough, and him and Ivan Toney were the 2 real creative players in League One, especially from last season. Dembele's done okay this season. He's managed to get 5 goals in 17 appearances this season, which is not a too bad return for a winger, I guess. But the reason I put him in a rumour list is because he's handed a transfer request. And Peterborough are not pleased about that. And that is really putting it lightly. He's 24 years old, so he's got a load of years left within him. Derby, Queen's Park Rangers, Watford, Crystal Palace, Wolves, they all look at Siriki Dembele as a real good potential player that they can have. So definitely one of those clubs I think will definitely go for him. I can see someone like Derby really thriving for him, or maybe Queen's Park Rangers in case Brighton side Samuel leaves. He could be a fantastic replacement on their parts. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Speaking of Brighton side Samuel, he is within another transfer rumour. Now, we have been hearing that other Championship clubs and Premier League clubs have been interested in Brightside Samuel, but recent reports suggest that he may be on his way to Turkey, and more specifically to Fenerbahce. I don't know if that's going to be a fantastic club for him. Of course, he's a Nigerian-born winger, and he was previously linked with Swansea, Stoke, Crystal Palace. He was linked with all of these players, but looks like Fenerbahce may actually be the club that really go for it with him at the moment. He has featured 20 times for Queen's Park Rangers this season, 3 goals, 3 assists. You know, he's been Queen's Park Rangers' most creative spark. If they lose him and they don't replace, like getting a Dembele in, then they're going to really struggle to survive, Queen's Park Rangers, because they've been in free fall, of course, in a winless streak. They need to try and get as many wins as they can and just pick up as many available points as they can. And it's not a good look seeing that you've got one of your brightest players linked with a move away. So Queen's Park Rangers definitely need to be very careful. Another transfer rumour goes around Barnsley. I think this one's a little bit more confirmed, but of course it's not quite confirmed yet. So this is on Liam Kitching, the Forest Green defender. He has actually had a couple of months with Leeds United, but he is set to undergo a Barnsley medical. To talk about his role for Forest Green, he was an instrumental figure in trying to push Forest Green to get promoted to League One. Of course, they didn't quite manage that, but he was a fantastic role at the back. And I think under Barnsley, it'll be interesting. He's a very young defender, and I'll be interested to see what Barnsley make out of him. Barnsley's probably one of the more excitable squads that we can see in the Championship right now. And the fact they're already relishing trying to make it stronger, I think Barnsley is definitely going in the right direction. One of the loans I didn't talk about was James Brown for Millwall. They've sent him out for St Johnstone, but a following rumour is that they'll get Danny McNamara. I can't say that name, I'm really sorry. Now, he'll be competing for the first choice position with Romeo. So obviously he's a wide player competing with Romeo in that position. Not seeing quite a lot of him. Could potentially be a good signing for Millwall. We've not got many rumours left. One other one, Brighton and Hove Albion have apparently rejected a club record bid for Millwall for defender Jason Malumbai. Now, that may sound familiar to Millwall fans because he was at loan at Millwall last season. Now, he only scored 1 goal for Millwall, to be fair, which was against Queen's Park Rangers, but he was a very key player in trying to push Millwall into the top 6 places last year. Unfortunately, as you know, they just missed out in the top 6. But if Brighton had accepted the bid that they proposed for Jason Malumbai, it would be Millwall's record transfer bid, and it would have overtaken the bid that they actually proposed to get Ryan Leonard from when he was at Sheffield United at the time. He made 40 appearances with Millwall last season, so they definitely value him as a very important part in that squad. And in terms of Brighton this year, he's not featured too much. He's just been featured predominantly in the cup games, and I definitely think he can definitely thrive for more. So probably a return to Millwall probably wouldn't be a bad choice for Malumbai, but it sounds like that Brighton do not really want to get rid of him because they're not in a fantastic position themselves, especially in the Premier League, and they can look at Malumbai as a backup player in case of a first team player getting injured. So I understand for both ends on why the transfer may not happen. And finally, we have to end rumours on Preston North End. They've got up to 5 players entering the final 6 months of their contract, and the one I'm going to really focus on today is Daniel Johnson. The news that has just come out from Daniel Johnson obviously is the apparent link to Rangers. Now, especially with Championship clubs, they probably would see Rangers as a step up following the how they've managed to dominate the Scottish Premiership this season. An unbelievable season that Rangers are having, really. Big news was definitely the links in the summer. Rangers were prepared to pay 1.5 million for Daniel Johnson spread over 4 payments. Now, for me, that is very underpriced for Daniel Johnson quantity. But the reason why I'm bringing it up again, obviously, is the links again. You know, he's getting into the final few months of his contract. Preston will be trying really hard to try and extend his contract just so if they do lose him next summer, that they don't lose money for it. And they're definitely paying their money on it because they're going to make him the most paid player per week that Preston have ever done. Apparently on £17,000 a week. That is absolutely crazy for a championship level player. But it just goes to show how important he is to that Preston squad. And I completely agree. Preston really need Daniel Johnson's quality. They really struggled when him or Ben Pearson were absent. Those 2 players are the catalyst. And The fact that they could lose him along with 4 other players if they don't renew their contracts, it's going to be a very big January for Preston. They need to try and renew the final 6 months of those 5 players' contracts. Otherwise, their squad will be substantially weaker and they'll be going backwards. But that is all the rumours to talk about. Unfortunately, I wanted to talk about more rumours, but there weren't many more rumours for me to kind of talk about, really. There's not been many reports on it, and of course because of COVID, probably of the travelling, you know, it's not as easy to get these transfers done. But these are the main rumours I found, and of course we've had a handful of new signings as well. If you guys want to see this sort of video again this week or maybe next week, let me know in the comments down below, and please give a video like if you want to see it again. All of that would really make my day. If you haven't done, please subscribe to the channel. That'd be fantastically appreciated. Before I forget, let's do the EFL Cup score predictions for this game. If you get a correct score, I'll also include those points to Alexa's Hall of Fame as well. The one tonight is involving the Championship side, Tottenham versus Brentford. Of course, only one game can be played. They can't do it on an aggregate scoreline due to COVID. I'm going to say Spurs will make their first final since the Champions League final a couple of years ago, with a 2-1 victory. I think it'll be very close. Man United and Man City is a bit less predictable. I'm going to say 2-0 Manchester City, which will make a final between Tottenham and Manchester City, which will be absolutely insane to see who can win the Carabao Cup from that. But that wraps it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary if you saw the end of this video. And as always, take care, guys.